Lounging, son.
Welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name's Ryan, and back with me again is my boy Dylan. We're here to talk Image Comics 30th anniversary. We've done videos on some of the other books. We are now going to be talking about none other than Erik Larsen's The Savage Dragon. I said this on, at least on the one we just finished recording on the other video, that Savage Dragon was one of my favorites and has become my favorite of the original launch. Spawn, obviously, I love. Don't get me wrong, but Savage Dragon is where it's at for me. I fucking love the title. I still get it. I've had my bouts with getting in and not having a pull list, so I didn't necessarily, was harder to get, and kind of a lower print run the further out that this book goes. So a random issue of Savage Dragon, if you're looking in the 200s, the mid hundreds, like they go for money. Like they're not cheap. Yeah. They're at least $10 a pop, unless you're lucky and you find them in like dollar bins. So it's been a long journey for me to try to like fill in my gaps. But this is probably
huge run.
It's
Dragon.
Look, Spawn's over issue 300, right? They're issue 327, I think, just came out this past week, and Savage Dragon is right behind it at issue 261, I believe, was the last issue to come out. So he hasn't put out as many comics as Todd has of Spawn, but that is because he has written and drawn every single issue of the entire run. There's no guest artist except when there was the Image X crossover where they switched books, and Erik Larsen went back and drew another issue 13 because he wanted to have drawn every single issue of the book. So even though Jim Lee did an issue of Savage Dragon, Erik Larsen didn't let that be the only issue 13. So there's 2 issue 13s out there of Savage Dragon. This is like, okay, this is my first time reading any Savage Dragon. My only experience with Savage Dragon was that show on USA. And that was really bad. That's brutal. Bad. Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
It was really bad. It was like almost as bad as the Swamp Thing animated series, almost as bad as the first live action Flash. It was pretty bad because like Savage Dragon, the animated series was rough, and that's why I think that's what tainted me.
I can understand that. Yeah, that would
me, and that's what kept me away from Dragon. And reading it now, it's phenomenal. It's great. This is solid. This is actually one of the more solid out of the 7, right? The 7 first releases. I mean, that goes without. I also have to bring up the fact that I've never read. I've never read. I don't remember much of Wetworks. I just remember the art. But as far as writing goes, this Spawn. While this and Spawn are definitely like high up there as far as writing goes. But the art, man, it just rolls along with the ball of just nonstop action with just the initial Image Comics releases. And before I go any further, I just want to talk about the character design of the first antagonist in Savage Dragon. Tell me that dude does not look like he should be, a member of Prince and the Revolution, Like how 90s is this, bro?
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it looks like he's got a goddamn fucking like mullet. You know what I mean?
Cornrow, dreadlock
mullet, dude. I mean, yeah, I think
looks like he looks like he's about to play Charlie Murphy for into a game of basketball.
It's like Rick James as a supervillain with an eye patch. Savage Dragon's fighting Rick James. That's how we start. We start this fucking journey.
That's how we start the journey of Savage Dragon.
I mean, and look, and again, like I said this in a different video, but this is not even the first appearance of Savage Dragon. Erik Larsen, early 80s, in a book called Megaton. Gary Carlson. That's where he kind of started gaining traction, but it was even before that. Graphic Fantasy, which Image put out a couple facsimiles of, that was where he first debuted the dragon character.
Yeah,
similarities. There was also a lot of other characters in those stories that he told that make their way into the title over the course of the entire history of the book, even into the early.
Which is cool because, you know, as an artist, as a writer, as a creator, you know, sometimes you got to kill your kids. That's what Mr. Castro told me in English class. He won two Emmys for writing. So that's one thing that stuck out for me. He was like, sometimes you got to kill your kids. And what he meant by that is like, you know, sometimes you make these characters that you think are great, but you're never able to use them. And I think that's great that all these characters that Erik Larsen, you know, kind of dabbled in the early on, he just brought them back. That's a wonderful thing. It
goes back to when he was a kid, dude. He was creating these characters like as a child. Yeah. And now he's still doing it. Like, that's why of all the founders, right, he's still going strong and he's still doing comic books because that is what his goal was. He wanted to make comics, and he has done that for his entire career. He has made creating comic books his career, followed his dream, and got exactly what he sought, right? And, you know, it's worth checking out those facsimile editions of the graphic fantasy. It's kind of cool, especially if you're a really hardcore fan. You can't get those books. They go for a lot of money, but to go back and see where like the ideas were starting. And then, like I said, he went to Megaton and he did some work over there with Gary Carlson. Vanguard, who's a character in Image Comics as well, he brings him on. Gary Carlson also wrote the 90s Ninja Turtle comic book that was at Image as well. But I digress. The Savage Dragon book, though, for me, first of all, I love just the fucking brutality of it at times. And it gets crazy. Way crazier if you look at like
he pushes nowadays. A lot of limits. Like
he does.
Like, like I said, I haven't read a lot of Savage Dragon, but everyone knows about that famous issue 8 or issue 7 or issue 9, where he is taking a shower with what's her name?
Oh yeah, with Rapture.
Yeah. Oh, they're taking a shower with Rapture, and I remember. It was one of the. I remember hearing about it on the news that it was like, oh, you know, local comic book writer in trouble for da, 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 da. And then like, you know, they showed a censored version of it like on like Fox 11 News, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. It's a comic book. Check that out. And it was like it was pulled from shelves after parents found out. Like saw these graphic images. Like damn,
it gets way more graphic in the stuff he's doing now. In terms of like sexual content, like it's it's out there. For me, it's like the brutality of it, the character. First of all, I just love the design of Dragon, and I love that he's short. They make him look like he's big, but he's really not. So when you see other artists depicting him as really like a Hulk type character, he's nothing like that. He's top heavy. Fucking small legs, you know what I mean? And he's
got like prison muscles.
Very stocky, dude. Very, very stocky. And I love the mystery behind him. He had weight, you know, like we start off, he's already a cop, but then we start getting the backstory, and he's found in a fucking burning
a burning crater.
Yeah, and
a fire.
Wakes up, amnesia. He knows everything that fucking Lieutenant Darling asks him, but nothing that has to do with himself. So anything that is referring to him and his history, he has amnesia for. And you don't even fucking learn about that for years. Erik Larsen does not give you the fucking origin of really where he came from for a very, very long time, if you're a Savage Dragon fan. And I, you know, like even like going back and like reading up, you know, the other 90s stuff, and you know, I read some of Todd's Spider-Man over the pandemic, read Erik Larsen's Spider-Man, and I find myself liking Eric's more. Like, if I'm being completely honest.
I would have to agree. It's you know, Todd McFarlane, you know, in Spider-Man stuff, like Todd McFarlane, it was the art that stood out, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was for me. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, the art's what stood out, but I think that even like Erik Larsen, like, he did the teeth with Venom and the tongue. He did the fucking the slime. That wasn't Todd McFarlane. Like, that was Erik Larsen adding his little flourishes, you know. And I think that his storytelling, his panels, like, I think he is one of the stronger ones. I think I said that with Jim Valentino, like the more polished storyteller, you know, more because you can see more experience, right? Like they started off in the indie scenes doing their own thing, then came over to Marvel and continued to do stuff. And I think that the writing is also stronger coming from Erik Larsen as opposed to, I mean, yeah, Todd wrote and drew the Spider-Man book, and I liked it, and I went back and read that, and I enjoyed it as well. But I think that Erik Larsen is a little bit better of a storyteller, both visually and
visual storytelling. Visual storytelling, definitely. I would say Erik Larsen. I mean, just say the opening splash page in issue 2, where you see what's his name? What's this? The arachnid.
Yeah.
The arachnid. That establishing shot, that establishing double splash page is like, yo, what is going on? And then as you realize exactly what's happening, and you start seeing more and more bodies, and you discover whose bodies those are, just bodies of kids. Like, it just goes, whoa! Like, this is issue 2.
And I love how much of a brawler he is, dude. This is stuff that I wish that we saw more of. You know, I like that we get the fucking characterization. We get a lot of backstory on characters. He fleshes out the characters. I think also of the initial arcs, I think he fleshes out the supporting cast very well in just 3 issues, right? Spawn was the only one that was an ongoing, wasn't launched as a miniseries. Everything else was either 3 issues or 4 issues. Some of them kept the original numbering. Savage Dragon relaunches at 1. Shadowhawk does a couple more miniseries, right? Cyberforce relaunches again. But I think that
I think Wildcats goes like 25 or something. Or is that Youngblood? I think Youngblood goes to 25. But
no, Youngblood goes to 10 and then goes to multiple volumes after that. There's 5 different volumes of Youngblood total.
Okay.
I mean, there's like Youngblood Strike File, there's Team Youngblood, like there's a bunch of Brigade went to 25, Bloodstrike went to 25, stuff like that. But and then again, like I said, like he's bringing all these characters that he already previously like had before. We have Mighty Man, Super Patriot, which is dope. The design of Super Patriot. That COD piece though is like it's something else.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I like rereading it again. I'm like, I always forget that's like just that's right. That's there for your viewing pleasure.
When I turned the page, I was like, whoa, hold up there, Spread Eagle. I mean, Super Patriot.
Close your legs there, pal. Yeah. I think that this is the most fun of it. It's so entrenched in superheroics, but at the same time, he pulls from so many different influences, dude. Because Erik Larsen is clearly like he loves Jack the King Kirby, and he pulls so much of, I think, panel structure from the King. I think just like the dynamicness, the fucking, like the fists coming at you at times. The fighting is, it's nuts, dude. It is absolutely nuts. They have the Savage Dragon archives, which are basically like a phone book, right, of reprints, all in black and white on newsprint. And if you go back and look at them without the color, it's at times it's like there's so much line work on the page that you can get lost in it.
I have Essential Wolverine Volume 3. I think that's the Jim Lee era of Wolverine and X-Men. All the X-Men stories. It's all in black and white. It's on the newspaper print, and it's just black and white, and it's just lines, and it's crazy. I mean, thank God, like, they thank God there's ways where you can tell your way around it, but man, it's crazy. It looks like a hyper detailed manga. And that's how I feel like this would look like in black and white.
Yeah, and I think, manga is also a huge influence. I think Liefeld has mentioned it for himself. He's mentioned it for a lot of his peers, which, all the Image guys are peers, and how much they were pulling from that. And I think that the ultra violence, super bloody, just like everything, dude, like sex, violence, all that shit. He touches on all of it. The sex kind of stuff is not as prevalent until like, I would say like the later years in the book where he kind of leans into that kind of stuff more. But I think that I adored this fucking book. I fucking love Savage Dragon so much. I wish that there was a better adaptation in terms of like a cartoon or movie, but I know that he doesn't really care about it. He doesn't give a shit, dude. If he just continues to make his comic book, that's all he really wants to do. And that's totally cool. That's totally cool if we never get a cartoon, we never get a movie. You know, like if he can just keep producing comics, I'm happy. You know, but like what happens when he's gone? That's because his book is in real time. The characters age, you know, Dragon's gone. Dragon eventually, you know, spoiler alert, I guess, but he eventually dies. His son is the lead of the book. His son has kids. You know what I mean? So it's a generational book, and it's all in real time. It touches on stuff that's happening in the world. Trump being president. Malcolm Dragon, who is Savage Dragon's son, he's like, well, fuck this. He moves out. He moves to fucking Canada to get away from Trump. You know, like, and now that Trump's gone, he's like, now I can move back. You know, like, so
this is crazy. It's pretty crazy.
So, you know, like he has.
I like that.
Yeah, Barack Obama. Cool. Barack Obama was in the book. He fucking openly supported the Joe Biden Kamala Harris fucking presidential fucking ticket on the cover. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, there's an actual cover. And then when they won, they came out with a second printing of the book of them winning. You know, like, so he endorses presidents in the book, dude. It's pretty cool. And I think it's a rarity, you know, to see. I mean, touches on COVID also, you know what I mean? Like crazy. He touched on everything, and he can, like, I think that's what it adds to what I love about the book is that it's all these characters age, anybody can die. Yeah. Right? Anybody. Yeah. And I mean, Overlord, I think they're, you know, some of the villains have some corny names. Don't get me wrong, but I love the brain that this comes from, because Erik Larson has just so many characters, and sometimes he even forgets. He has to fucking go back and research his own characters to see some fuck, are they alive still? Did I kill them? You know what I mean? Because it's all him. He's doing all of it himself, and sometimes characters are dead. You can't use them anymore. The one aspect I do love also is that he's a cop. You know, I think that's
he's freaking John McClane with a fin on his head, bro.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
This is superhero Die Hard.
I like that. It is superhero Die Hard. It is.
That Savage Dragon is superhero Die Hard. Like right down to like the corny one-liners, dude.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and just like stuff like this, like he's fighting Badrock from Youngblood. Why does Badrock even come here? He wants to fucking try him out to see if he'll join Youngblood. And Dragon's like, basically, he's like, fucking ridiculous. Why the fuck are you, like, what are you doing? Look at all the damage you just caused. You know, so they have to take Badrock away. I mean, he goes to fucking, not Chicago. He goes to where Shadowhawk is. We see him in the Shadowhawk miniseries, right? Immediately, once we get into the ongoing series, issue 2, he's running into the Ninja Turtles, you know? And I loved the interaction between Savage
Dragon, Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, it's
I remember that.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. And I think that, you know, Erik really crossed over with some fucking dope cartoonists. Don Simpson's Megaton Man. I never read that. I realized I didn't read it. That was a fucking cool crossover. And you know, he's like one of the partners that didn't really branch out a ton. Didn't fucking have a ton of books in the line. You know, I think I mentioned it was like, at first it was highbrow entertainment, which is what his books fell in line with. I know they did Freak Force, which I love the designs of those characters. Super Patriot obviously had some books. Yeah. Vanguard. The Super
Patriot books were crazy.
I know we're definitely fucking.
Dude, I remember reading some Super Patriot books. Dude, Super Patriot was fucking crazy.
I mean, I think the design, it's basically, to me, it's like Captain America and Punisher, but a cyborg. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't say it myself.
Fucking dope. The design is dope. I don't care about the copies, but the design is fucking cool. I think that, you know, and then it also ties into so much of the other Image lore. I love, and what I really love too about is like all the intercompany or the crossovers between the founding fathers in the beginning. You know, I loved seeing that, and we don't see it anymore. There's no cohesive Image universe necessarily. I know they're starting to do stuff with like this Radiant Black, Radiant Red, Supermassive. I know they're doing that kind of stuff. But
I like the Radiant Black stuff. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I've been liking the Radiant Black stuff.
I haven't read it personally, but
it's right. We'll talk about the Radiant series. But I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
I love that Dragon also is a fucking ladies' man. Like all these women just throw themselves.
It's the Finn pheromones, bro.
Yeah.
Ladies love the Finn.
And then the fucking old lady, like in the background scene, she thinks it's her son that died, who's like this like punker with like a fucking mohawk, and that continues to play a part. I love that he pulled the exact page from Spawn where he's walking and the kids are looking at Dragon on the news. Like that literally is the fucking. It's the exact fucking. He just took the exact page and put it in the book.
And that's the thing too. Like all this stuff is all peppered throughout the original founding father stuff. Like there's mention of Youngblood. There's mention of Wildcats. There's mention of Spawn. There's mention of Savage Dragon. All interconnecting, and I love it how it's always like kind of connected to the like the news broadcasts or like our favorite 3 news reporters in every single Spawn issue written by Todd McFarlane. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's just some great stuff. Like I miss that. I wish there was a cohesive Image universe. Like is it like is it Image multiverse at this point? Because like now what Image is, it's just become this thing where it's just like a place where writers and creators can go and create their own universes. So in a sense, like Image is the master of the multiverse, right? Like everything they publish is just different. Everything they publish.
I think that
there's no big crossover. That's what I really appreciate too.
Yeah,
even
but
I would like to see some crossovers, but
yeah, I think that they somebody like put it. I forgot who said it. I don't know if it was Kirkman, but like basically, when you see Savage Dragon, if it's not written by or drawn by Erik Larsen, then it's another.
Is it
version.
Really Savage?
It's another version of Dragon, essentially.
Yeah.
It's not the Savage Dragon kind of deal. Like I mean, you saw Dragon. He was in Invincible at times. There was a couple different times. Invincible crosses over into Savage Dragon. Savage Dragon goes into Spawn sometimes.
I would like to see Savage Dragon doing all this King Spawn stuff, Scorched Earth. Like freaking, I would love to see Savage Dragon make an appearance in the current Spawn run. That'd be great. I would love that. I
know. I mean, I just and like I think that I just love everything about this book. I can't say enough good things about Savage Dragon. I love that it can continuously surprise you. It's always a fun read, still to this day. I've read this initial miniseries. I can't even tell you how many times. Like it's probably the most read of the first books besides like the first Spawn arc. Yeah, but I think I've read Savage Dragon more than Spawn, probably. Because I love this book, dude, and it only gets better. It continuously like there's a whole issue where it's nothing but full page splashes. That the entire issue is just fucking one full fucking page. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking dope.
Yeah, that sounds so exhausting to draw. But he's been doing it. He's been doing it for friggin' 30 years.
Yeah, and he's just. You can tell, dude, like every time you read his issues, like this guy is doing exactly what he was meant to do and what he was put on this planet to do. And that's to create fucking awesome comic books.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've probably talked about Savage Dragon on the channel too, multiple times. I definitely want to continue to cover Savage Dragon. I think we should, there's definitely some storylines that I think would be cool to kind of touch on if you catch up or even to talk about.
Has Alan Moore written a Savage Dragon?
No, Alan Moore hasn't written Savage Dragon. Erik Larsen probably would have had to rewrite that issue if Alan Moore fucking wrote an issue of Savage Dragon.
Or they would co-write. That way, they co-write. It would be a collaboration. That counts, right? That would count.
I don't know. No, probably. It would probably break it. Because then he couldn't say that he's written and drawn every issue. Right. I think that speaks to the type of person Erik Larsen is, that he's like, you can draw this issue, but I'm gonna do my own issue 13. Right. It's not gonna be yours.
This is funny. That's dope. That's amazing though.
Having it be your first time reading it, what was there, like, besides the cartoon kind of being in your mind, was there any reason why you never picked up, or was it just opportunity? Was just
no one ever talked to me about it. Like there's no one like active in my life aside from you who's like actively reading Savage Dragon. So it was just like I mean, obviously now that I want to read more now, but it's like, but prior to you, it was just like, yeah, oh, Savage Dragon, damn. I see it on the wall. I'm like, oh shit, there's another Savage Dragon still coming out. It's like when you find out. It's like a couple years ago when I found out that friggin' Alan Moore was still doing League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I'm like, what? That was.
I know. I did. I felt the same thing when I saw the fourth one. I was like, I didn't know this book was still coming out. Like, when the fuck did this get announced?
Exactly. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if you're not getting any press, right? Like,
that's true. That's true. I know it's a shame that more people aren't reading Savage Dragon. There are the diehard fans though, because obviously it's still being published and he's got the money.
Yeah.
So he will continue to put the book out. I know it's on a little bit of a hiatus, but he's still working away at it. And I think that anybody that had even a thought about ever reading this book, you definitely should go pick it up. It is easily available in terms of if you get it in the archive editions. The single issues aren't hard to find either. I mean, I had a second set, I'm like, I couldn't find mine. So I just bought one and I'm like, okay, I'll just give it to Dylan. And
thank you.
Yeah. So I think that everybody should check this book out. I think that to me, this exact miniseries is why I love 90s comic books.
Do you think that this completely fulfilled like the mission statement that the founding fathers tried to do, like completely make the comics they want to make, how they want to make, when they, what I mean? Do you think that this one lived up to all that hype?
Yes, I think Erik Larsen's lived up to the hype. I think he's the only one of them that fulfilled that, really. I mean, not to say, but then again, like, well, what were their goals? I don't know, that maybe their personal goals weren't met, Maybe they did exactly what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it. I mean, Liefeld is so doing comic books. Did he always want to do Youngblood? Maybe not necessarily. Maybe that wasn't his dream, Valentino, did he always want to do Shadowhawk? Maybe not necessarily. He's doing exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes you think like, how do those meetings go? I got this character I want to try out, or was it like enthusiastic? Oh yeah, I want to do this, like, you know what I mean? Like, because there's a difference between like, a character that you put your freaking all your passion into, and then just like, kind of like not to say throwaway characters, but throwaway characters. Like I have plenty of throwaway characters. Yeah. So like, have I found my main protagonist? No.
Yeah, but I definitely think Erik Larsen.
I'm designing this toad guy. He's a toad, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I like that.
I was doing very Mignola. My thoughts. I
was gonna say it looked like Mignola.
Yeah,
that was my first thought when I saw it.
I'm trying some stuff out. We'll talk about it, but just know that we're trying some stuff out. A little dabbling in different people's styles. So I'm trying to find something.
All right, good. Let's make a fucking comic book already, dude. Let's fulfill our fucking.
Our image goal.
Our image goal is to do our fucking comic book. But anyways, Erik Larsen fulfilled the dream, dude. He fucking did exactly what he set out to do, and he created, in my opinion, one of the best characters in comic book history with Dragon.
Right.
Continues to be a really awesome book. I'm so glad that you dug it, and I hope everybody listening and watching, if you haven't picked up a Savage Dragon comic book before, you can really pick up any issue, but I would highly suggest starting at the beginning. And I hope you fucking dug the video. I hope you check out the book. And if you're not already following us, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Comic Lounge, and continue following us as we do our Image 30th anniversary coverage over the next year. Also follow Dylan on Instagram and Twitter at
The Dobot on Instagram and Dope Dobot on Twitter.
Awesome, dude. And make sure you like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid goes up. And on that note, we're out.
Later, buds.